If I want to photograph this, I gotta put the film in the camera first. That's the usual procedure. The entire basement is filled with books, albums, file cabinets, and photos.
Tell me, how is he? Has anything happened to him?
You can even find the odd exotic object in all this. Sarah and Chris accumulated enough material to fill a museum of curiosities. Mythology, parapsychology, history, anthropology, cutting-edge scientific material. The subject matter of the books packed in this basement is as varied as it is disconcerting. While I can't remember her clearly, looking at this photograph gives me a pleasant sense of tranquility. I'm sure Sarah and I were very good friends before the world collapsed. It's Sarah, smiling at the camera, from another time, another world. Damn it! I can't get that horrible image out of my head of her corpse wrapped in rags and trash, staring at me. Don't worry, Uma. He's safe. Covered with scrawled notes, open books, and dirty coffee mugs. I get the impression that Chris lives, works, eats, and sleeps at this enormous desk. Messy and chaotic, but everything you could possibly need is within arm's reach. This looks like the desk of a workaholic. Dozens of documents and newspaper clippings about conspiracies, attacks, inexplicable occurrences. Looking at the topics of all this material, I can imagine what the editorial line of The New Truth is. Some of these documents have stems from intelligence agencies, even the Army itself on them. It looks like Chris's newspaper deals with highly placed and sensitive sources. Where did he get all this material?
He told me about you and your work in this place. He was worried. He wants to know that you're all right.
What do we have here? As one would expect, there are only old magazines, stacks of paper, and outdated printing supplies here. No, wait a minute. It looks like there's also film prints and cameras here. An enormous amount of paper and old junk piled up in a perfect state of disorder. The chaos in this trunk is unbelievable. Now that I've taken the film out, there's only paper and old junk left in there, all coated in a thick layer of dust. After the Great Wave, this device is a real archaeological artifact from the old world.
Wait, please don't turn me in.
Like an ancient coin or a dinosaur bone. It looks like it's in good shape, except for one thing. There's nowhere to plug it in. It's a map with handwritten notes describing how to get to Sarah's meeting place with her source. Without this, walking through those tunnels would be a rather dangerous waste of time. It's my tour guide in my journeys to the underworld. The map would end up being burned to a crisp, and the possibility of going down into the sewers without getting lost would burn with it. Impossible. The GPS map only shows the city at street level. There are no indications of what's below it on this device.
This is Nurse Uma Grundy. It turned out to be a false alarm. You don't have to come, thank you.
I needed to avoid getting lost in my subterranean expedition. I can't give it to anyone. I wouldn't know how to use this map with that. Oh, Lord. I'm completely exhausted. I feel like I've been wandering around this new world for centuries. But I can't stop to rest now. Not until Chris and I have uncovered the secrets in that army report. A beat-up armchair covered with patches. It's funny. It's pretty tatty.
Thank you, Uma. You did the right thing.
But it looks extremely comfortable. Before leaving his house, I shoot a furtive glance at Chris. He's gazing at Sarah's photo in silence, completely lost in thought. I'll never know if he believed my story, and I'll never ask him. There's already too much pain in this new world. Why cause more by rubbing salt into wounds that will never heal? Maybe I should have lied about what happened to her. Told him that she got away, leaving the report behind, that she's safe and sound, and just waiting for the right moment to come back. The truth is a poisonous inheritance from the old world. What good does it do to know it if it snatches away your last hope?
My name is Michael.
More of that barbed wire that adorns all the city's buildings. If I get up close enough, I can hear a slight buzz, a sure sign that this fence is electrified. The charred remains of one or two hapless birds are hanging from the top of this fence, which means that the voltage used to electrify the wire is extremely high. With the help of a pair of bolt cutters, all electrified fences cease to seem so menacing. That's a proven fact. Forget it. By the sound of it, there must be a massive amount of voltage running through the wire on this fence. I'd only managed to fry myself.
But now you should explain why you burst in here like that.
Let's see what's down here. It's a trapdoor, and it looks like it hasn't been used in a long, long time. There's a flat metal object buried in the bushes, but I can't see it very well from this side of the fence. There's a flat metal object buried in the bushes. First, I'll get this dirty old container out of the way. Let's see if this grate can be removed.